Hey guys, hey, it's Friday, July 3rd, so we're getting ready for the 4th of July weekend. I hope you guys are safe and happy. You're probably getting ready to go to parties, barbecues, fireworks, all of that. I hope you have a really good time and enjoy yourself. We have a Queen of Cups and a Knight of Cups, right? This looks like there might be like a party somewhere, right? Like we were just talking about, a gathering, an expectation of having a good time, right? Hanging out with friends. This is someone who feels like they're with their family and friends, they're with people they can trust so that they can go ahead, have a couple drinks, and let loose, right? Except for that there was something amiss about that, right? Like somebody had a plan here with this Knight of Pentacles with this jug in reverse. So it was either to get this person, this Queen of Cups, too intoxicated. It was to get something in her drink, or to, you know how like they say marijuana is a gateway drug. Well, maybe alcohol might have been a gateway drug to something else. Did I already say something was put in the drink? Maybe the hope was to get them too intoxicated, right? To convince them to Five of Cups somebody, right? But the whole plan was for them to be alone, right? so so there might have been a little mind manipulation, right? While this Queen of Cups here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, um, was intoxicated, right? There might have been a little like mind play. Well, like, you know what I mean? Like people getting into this person's mind about reality, right? And that can easily get confused when you are intoxicated, especially with things that you don't know you're intoxicated with, or double intoxication, like you add alcohol with harder drugs, or if you're just way too intoxicated, or this also is an indicator that someone was having a few drinks with some friends. They were a little too drunk, saw somebody who did something that they regret, that led to the Five of Cups, right? So they also could have cheated. But I'm getting the just the feeling though that this was planned by somebody, right? Like we'll get them intoxicated, we'll get them we'll slip something in their drink, or we'll get them to take something else so that they're not acting like themselves. We'll bring in somebody that we know that they're attracted to, or we'll bring in someone to hit on them and to act like they're interested, right? To get some kind of interaction, some kind of cheating, some kind of breach in a marriage or a relationship, right? So that it would end, right? With the Five of Cups. At the time, the Queen of Cups just thought they were doing this, like, I don't know. It gets muddy. For some of you, this was intended by the Queen of Cups. By others, it was kind of like an accident where it's just sort of like, yeah, it was like a series of bad decisions that led to one really bad one, except for they didn't know that they were also being played, right? Because they thought that they were around their family and friends, right? People that they could trust. And they're also very like Piscean when it comes to love, right? Very romantic. So it's like you take someone in a spot where they're drinking, maybe doing other drugs, right? They're not thinking right. They're being told things by their family and friends. You deserve better. This person's better. You should do this. It's okay. Nobody will find out. I won't tell, go for it. You only live once, YOLO, whatever it is, right? And it did lead to this Five of Cups. Okay, so I've talked about that enough. Let's move on here. Yeah, a Queen of Wands in reverse. This is somebody like just with bad intentions, right? It's almost kind of like a poison as well. Like, something was sent in to like kill your relationship, kill you both. Like, I hate to use the K word, but just to kind of destroy you, right? Like, I'm getting like the Black Rose again. It's like, and again here with the jugs, it's like, something was put like, black magic could have been also involved in with this these jugs, right? Black magic, poison to the mind type of thing, to where it's like somebody, this Queen of Wands in reverse, was able to manipulate a situation to get an outcome that they desired that was incredibly painful and stinging and hard for the Queen of Cups and their partner, who, and you, I'm assuming, or you could be the Queen of Cups, right? You could be the Queen of Cups, you could be the partner, you could be one of the, you could have been one of the Queen of Wands, the cross watchers. If you see a fly or two, I've got my air conditioning off and I've got my door open for my dog to look out the window, so sometimes the flies get in. Yes. So yeah. What do we got? Yep. And now you're blocked from talking to this Queen of Cups, right? Like, you guys, there's no way for you to share information to figure out what happened. You, like, you know, so during breakups, you could have, like I did, you know, this reminds me of myself. Like, I drank way too much last year, trying to deal with heartbreak, and I acted a fool. I really did. I said things that I regret. I did things I regret. I was way too emotional. I got way too angry. It's been almost, it'll be a year next month that I quit drinking. I had tried to quit drinking and used AA and all that, but I don't know. I think AA is a cult and they're full of weirdos, but hey, maybe that's just my town. I don't mean to judge anybody. If AA helps you, go for it. It did not help me. I did better by myself, taking control of myself, of course, with God. So anyways, yes. So now you're blocked. So you could have done something, you know, in reaction, right, to this Five of Cups while you were drinking, that like led this Queen of Cups to like block you. This Queen of Wands got this Queen of Cups to block you. Like, see, I told you this person was bad. I told you this would happen. I told you that you couldn't talk to them. I told you this. I told you you needed to get away. I told them. So it kind of worked as a confirmation at first for this Queen of Cups, that they did the right thing, right? Like, yeah, see, I escaped this bad person anyway, right? So now you can't talk. Two of Pentacles, right? But someone wants to talk, though. There's definitely energy messaging in the balance, right? Like, should I send it? Should I not? Should I say this? Should I not? Should I come? Should I not? Should I not? Right? So this Queen of Cups is juggling something here. You both could be, right? Whether or not you should try to establish communication and figure out what happened, or if you should just let it go, right? People always tell me maybe you should write them a letter. You don't actually have to give it to them. I'm not sure what that like really actually does. I know that when I write things down, it's like spelled anyway. This person maybe wants to talk to you. Maybe they are writing letters and messages to you that they're not sending you, right? There's a lot that they want to say, they just don't know how to say it. On your end, I don't think that you have much to say. I think you would be willing to hear, right? I think you've said all that you can say about it. But maybe you'd be down to hear about what happened, about the Ten of Swords, why you were betrayed, why they were betrayed. You know, some of the details might help, right? We do have 2 now out here. 10 and 5 is 15. Now we have the 9 of Wands. So somebody is passionate. They want to make a move towards you here. Yeah, that's what they're juggling. They're like, they know that that there's this 10 of Swords and 5 of Cups, but they feel like they made a mistake and they love you, and if they could change it, they would. Yeah, 6 of Wands. They really want to come in. They're really juggling with, so maybe they're coming, maybe they're circling, maybe they're definitely going to come and talk to you. They just don't know what they're going to say, right? They're just trying to figure out. And also, too, they don't know what you're going to say. They don't know what your reaction, your response would be. I mean, remember, the angry drunk, right? So they're afraid they're going to get that version rather than the healed, more understanding version that they see now and also had seen in you before. There's a Queen of Swords here with a crystal ball. So you guys are definitely like astraling together, right? So your energies are still linking up. You guys are still feeling each other. You could probably still pick up on each other's energy, right? You could feel them like as they're thinking about coming or in your neighborhood. You could feel them when they're there, right? And wonder, but you can't quite see them. They don't pop out because, again, there's this blocking. So it could be like a restraining order or what. So, and also, too, they don't know if you are still very mad at them or not. So they don't, there's still this balance of, should I actually make contact or not? Queen of Swords, you're sensing this. You could also be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. Also have Gemini out here too. Now we have Leo, we have Capricorn, and Libra. Four of Pentacles, Capricorn again, right? This is a rebuilding. It would be like a reconciliation, but having to start from like the ground, having to start like totally over, not being able to pick up where you left off. It would have to be starting back at the basics, at the 4, you know what I mean, and building from there with the 2 of Cups again, right? It would be like dating again, getting to know each other again, you know what I mean, starting the whole cycle again. It wouldn't be to where you could just go right back to where you were, right? But it is showing that, you know, there is a rebuilding if you wanted to do it right this time, right? But it would have to be like the truth down to the bare bones, right? In order to get this 2 of Cups here. And I think that they're wanting to, it's showing that they're wanting to do that. There could be no other evidence other than the fact that the cards are showing that this Queen of Cups feels this way. Yeah, Knight of Swords though, they don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell you the truth. They know it's going to hurt you. Maybe for a time when they were mad at you, they were glad that it was going to hurt you, but now that they are thinking fondly of you and missing you and thinking maybe there's a chance, they don't want you to know the truth, even though you do kind of know the truth. They also feel like, you know, when you tell the truth, when you talk, you're a little bit harsh, right? And that could have also led them astray some, right? They could have been mad at you one night. They could have been drinking, like little drugs, got the friend involved, someone cute comes along, something happens. The next day, though, they're not mad at you, they're not drunk, they're not intoxicated, and the friends aren't around, right? And they're like, damn, I did this, and I don't... And then they would have just been afraid that it was going to come out, right? Because maybe whoever knew about it, the friends, the person that they cheated on, or cheated with, would have been saying, I'm going to tell your partner, they're going to find out. And so this person would have been afraid of your reaction. Actually, just, they say that they would be afraid of reaction, but they actually couldn't. They loved you so much, and this hurt them so much that they didn't think that they could look you in the face and tell you and see the pain in your face, because they knew that how much that you loved them as well. But it looks like they feel like they're always going to be like 8 of Cups, 3 of Swords. It's always going to be a pain for them. It's always going to be in their energy like they're not going to love anybody like you, right? They're not going to find a love like you, right? They're not, this 8 and 3 is an 11, like, but this is a negative 11. It's like They feel like, you know, anybody that they start with would not be this Three of Cups, Four of Wands that they could have with you, right? Now we have 4 over here and 23. So it's like, yeah, now they really do, they're done with this pain. They're done on the track that they were on. They're done with the substances. They're done with having people like manipulate them. They regret what they did. They're thinking about coming to talk to you about starting over because they're sorry. They love you and they feel like this needs to end. You deserve to know the truth, right? Um, and they're gonna tell you, and in the hopes that you guys can repair your relationship. Happy 4th of July. I hope this helped.